Hello there, my fellow farmers. Rodamon here. Thank you for tuning in to Stationeers Brutal Vulcan. Episode 6, Potato Plants Predicament Pending Patches. Another thing I can work on, actually, is the oxygen room. But I was going to wait for the oxygen filtering to be done first. So then this here will draft off of the CO2 tank there and flush CO2 into this room. So let's wire up that active vent. I guess I'll wire it up from here. I'm sure there's closer sources of power, but it's not a problem. And then I'm going to want an air conditioner for this room too, because the carbon dioxide initially is going to come out a bit steamy. So let's get a cooler that hooks up to the same coolant loop for this room too. So that's another Atmo unit. While we wait on that to print, recharge. So here's the air conditioner, and deal with that in a second. So the side port here is the waste port. So maybe I'll set it up like this. Yeah, that'll work. I need one pipe, because the other pipe is over here. And now I don't have anything connecting me to the outside temperature, because that pipe was otherwise like harming me. And then I'll grab the passive vent from outside and print up another one. Wire this up. It was correct, and then I moved it. Of course. So I need one passive vent there, and then this hooking up to that line. And then this hooking up to there. I don't think that there's a risk of me rupturing this. Yeah, we're only at 15 MPa. Yeah, okay. That should be fine. All right, let's go get the passive vent and get a reading. Ooh, it might be... Well, it's probably not hot enough for steel yet. Nope, definitely not hot enough for steel. What else do I got in my belt? More silicon. Ooh. Time to dump the waste tank. I can't wait until I have actually a spot to dump the waste tank. I've not had one for a long time. Alright, so the other passive vent... Oh, damn it. Goes here. So this is the output colder air. So it's just passively taking air from the room and making it colder and dumping the heat to this coolant line. No problem. Alright, waste tank caution. That means I need the pipe bender. Iron in it, yep. And maybe the last can. This might be the last can that I have to print up, because soon I'll be able to recycle them. That's what this whole project's about. I also might want a different air conditioner to, like, cool down the oxygen that I'll be generating, but I'm not doing that right now. Okay. Yep. So we're just waiting on steel. I could also start working on the airlock for this section. But I think I'm going to wait on that. Let's check on the plant. Let's actually print up a plant analyzer. Iron, gold, copper, so that I can check on the plants. With, like, some science. And it might be time to make the steel. I'll check the outside temperature. It'd be good to have, like, a thermometer that allows me to do that more easily. TMIR, thank you for the resub. Nope, not hot enough. Hot, but not hot enough. Give it another, like, 2 minutes, and then it should be of temp. Here's my plant analyzer. So growth efficiency, all about the same. This one's a little bit more mature. It's already creating potatoes, it's just not seeding yet. And these are moving towards fruiting. So the middle plant grew a little bit faster. There's virtually no illumination stress, 5%. No pollutants, no volatiles, well within its present of carbon dioxide. It only needs 1% carbon dioxide. I'm offering it 97.8% because I'm just so generous. The pressure is within the min and max ideal. The temperature is a little warm. I'm gonna cool it down another 10 degrees. I think the potatoes would be happier at 20. Oh, they're all fruiting. So they're all working towards seeding. So as soon as they're seeding, I'm going to pull them all up and put them down again. So we'll turn 3 of our seeds into 6 potatoes and 3 seeds. And because I have enough cereal bars, I don't need to eat any of the potatoes just yet. All right, that looks good. Let's make the steel. Yeah, that's definitely high enough up in the sky. I could have probably read the solar angle from the reader that is on the wall. This just needs to get up to like 1 MPa, I think, for steel. Yep, there it is. Steel's done. Let's flush the furnace. And makes sense to just do iron this way. Come on. Frickin' iron. There it goes. Alright. Done. Back to the oxygen filtering. So, current priority is filter my oxygen. And also pressurize the base. So let's start cooling this area down. So I'm going to want insulated pipes. Where'd I put my steel? Here it is. So that we can add CO2 to this room and then start cooling it down. So it's easier on my suit. And also, I would love to not have a door between me and the farm. Because that's another convenience that I'd love to work towards. I forget what condition our oxygen filter was. But now we have, we've got a little bit of CO2 in the room, and it should be chilling. So I'm going to push more CO2. I'll probably dump this entire pipe network. Let's turn this off. My filter's probably... it's not dead yet. I want to bring the pressure in the room up to about 65 kPa of CO2. And then when that cools down, it should cool down to around 50, maybe 70 kPa of CO2, if I even have the CO2 for it. We're nearly out of moles. So I may need to put the filter back on, and I may need to siphon more of the outside night atmo. Alright, that is all the CO2 that is available, so let's put the filter back on. But we're at about 63 kPa of CO2 in the base. And it's cooling. It was 145, now it's 138, so it will chill. Nice. So the base atmo is essentially done. For now. It just needs to cool down. Okay, into the farm. Farm is happy. It's 23 Celsius. It's 56 kPa. And these are still seeding. As soon as they seed, I need to resow them. All right, so the oxygen tank. I need a kit oxygen here. So, 1, 2, 3, and then oxygen comes into the base there. Cool. Let's go make that kit. So oxygen's going to be coming out of that pipe. To be cooled, probably. And then pressurized into tanks for me to breathe. And then sent out to the combustor to turn to steam. What was I doing? Oh my god, I'm so distractible. So I need the aux kit. Yeah. The utility kit. Insulated gas utility. I want 2 of them. And then I need 1 uninsulated gas intake. Oh, and I need to move the passive vent as well. Got it. Because I need the utility kit to pull canisters. Why wouldn't it be cooled? Because I'm going to be adding these canisters to it too. And this has hot oxygen that would burn my lungs. So I need to cool it because I want to breathe it. Because essentially I have a finite amount of oxygen here to use. But I'm trying to set up a system that doesn't rely on that tank. Probably also need some more insulated pipes. Maybe like 5 more. I'm impatient. 4 is fine. Oh, I didn't bring a can with me yet. Oh well. Alright, the reason for this is this. I'm taking out this passive vent. This is going to fork like that. I'll put the passive vent back in. And then this is where I can feed in my my old tanks. So my old waste tanks have carbon dioxide and oxygen, and they will go through the filter. The oxygen will get stored, and the carbon dioxide will just get dumped to this room and added to the volume of this room. I mean, the carbon dioxide coming off those tanks aren't so hot that they're going to negatively affect this room. And there is the oxygen tank. All right, we are set to use the tank fill. So current priority is, well, recycle my oxygen. Now, I don't necessarily need to immediately cool it. That can wait. But I want to recycle it so that I don't have to keep printing up spare canisters. So let's put stuff I don't immediately need away. And start recycling cans. I could also potentially use these as thruster fuel. But I don't think that's necessary. Because I still have propellant. And as long as I'm not thrusting inside, I'm not adding nitrogen to the environment. So when this is turned on... Oh, it's not plugged in. Yep, let's plug that in. Alright, when this is turned on, it will pull the oxygen out of the tank and stick it in this pipe. It's 184 degrees Celsius oxygen, so as you can see, it's not safe for breathing. And then it's putting the carbon dioxide back into the room, which in this case made the room a little warm. So what I might want to do is feed the carbon dioxide into the carbon dioxide holding tank instead. I hadn't realized how much temp shock it would cause, because obviously it was temperature shocked. And ideally, I would want to have some sort of volume pump to be able to pull it out. So this tank is... Oh, God, I didn't mean to do that. Sorry, potatoes. I'm sorry. So that the waste tanks are truly empty. So let's retrofit this or change this setup so that the carbon dioxide goes back into this pipe network here, because it's too hot to be added to the potato room. These potatoes are going to die. They're hot, but I'm cooling it down already. And my coolant is hot, but it's not. It's fine. Okay. So we have a spare waste tank, but I'm not gonna... we'll retrofit it so that I can actually, you know, not murder my potatoes in the process. So these will have to wait a bit. I'll keep this one as a spare. All right, we're gonna need more insulated pipes. So this is the CO2 line that I'm going to need to connect it to. And that's assuming that the only thing that goes into the system... So there's no failsafe. If I really wanted to be safe, I'd connect it to my wasteline. Maybe I'll do that. Because carbon dioxide is not as precious as oxygen. So anything that is an oxygen will go into the wasteline. I think that's probably a safer bet. And that's probably enough pipes for that. Need to grow tomatoes for ketchup? Yeah, hopefully I can buy tomato seeds. I'm also going to need to do hydration soon. So it's all working towards seeding again because it's not hot. It's not overly hot again. Alright, obviously this isn't going to work anymore. So this is this my wasteline? Yeah, sweet. That's such a simple fix. I'm just connecting it to the adjacent wasteline. There. Now the CO2 doesn't go to the room, it just goes to the waste line. Perfect. Done and done. All right, I have a spare passive vent. So now we can do more of the filtering. And maybe I will add a volume pump to it so that I can temporarily pull it faster, so it's not a slow passive process. This stuff can be left here. Are you barely growing towards seeding, poorly growing towards seeding, growing towards seeding? Yeah, it needs to cool down a little bit more. Might want to double check the waistline. For what? Oh god, what is pressurized here? I just heard some scary pressure sounds. Not my oxygen. Oh, you know what? It's not connected correctly, is it? Come on. Yep, that is bad. Let's fix that. I thought I had connected it. Hang on, pipe. Hang on, pipe. Woo! That was close. Okay. That's what you meant. Alright, and now it is connected. Yep, that was maximum pressure. Didn't rupture, though. Just got real freaking close.
Hydration critical.
Okay, let's hydrate. I thought I had connected it. Obviously, I hadn't. I'm gonna need another bottle of water. We are running low on water, but that's okay, because one of the next projects is going to be the combustor. All right. I'll use up one bottle and go for the other. Yeah, just a little bit of sauna. Just a little sauna here. Nearly killed my taters? Yeah, it's true. I nearly did. Okay. Now that I have a proper waistline... Yeet. Oh, that didn't work. There we go. At this point, I should keep the rest of the bottles, because I'm going to want to refill them. Now that I have a proper waistline, we can actually start to recapture gas. But I do want that gas volume pump. So let's get one of those. Gold copper. And this is so that I have oxygen to combust. Because I have no other sources of oxygen outside of potatoes. And my waste tanks. Oops. Clang, clang, clang. This is pretty funny. Yeah. You might not like this, but this is peak efficiency, guys. Come on. I don't want any of these. There we go. No, freaking backwards. Fine, that's fine. Ooh. There's one problem. Yeah, that passive vent doesn't work. I'll need to disconnect the passive vent. So I'll probably need to set this up in a different way. Because I don't want the... I don't want it pumping into the room. I want it going through the filter. So, I'll need to hook up some other system at some point. Like having an I don't know, whatever. I'll figure that out later. I just want to hook this up for now. Come on. You're seriously not going to attach? Seriously. I don't have the pipes with me, do I? To actually be able to hook this up, because I put them away. Good job, me. Are you seating yet? Oh, why is the atmosphere too hot? What the hell happened here? Might be a case where I need to save scum. I don't... The canisters are hot and they're heating the room. Ah, yeah. Hadn't thought of that. That being outside of my own inventory. I didn't think about the thermal mass. Oh, and the plumbing was in my hand. Alright, let's get these out. I'll try not to save scum. But obviously these need to be on the other side. And the other thing I could do is I can flush the system with cooler coolant if it's nighttime, which it is not yet, but it seems like it's becoming nighttime. Yeah, I forgot that that loose canisters will do that. It totally escaped my mind. Well, the other thing is I don't know why the pressure in this room dropped. Because I did have a passive vent, but it shouldn't have caused the pressure to drop. 5% O2? Well, the temperature will self-correct. What is my coolant? 166? Yeah. The temperature problem will self-correct as long as there's airflow. These plants aren't dying, which would be a problem. They're just hot. Okay. Now, that is in the spot of the wire. Wow, nothing I do is correct now. It's like just brain fatigue. Obviously I need to wire it up there. So we'll put the tank here is fine. Nothing like having a data network attached to it for no reason. Okay, so the vol pump can now pull from that pipe, which is not actually connected yet. That's not a wrench. And now it will get pulled into here, filtered. Some of that is becoming CO2 back into the system here, and then some of it is becoming pressurized oxygen ready to be reused. We just wait till that KPA reads 0, and then it's been flushed. And as long as I'm holding onto the canisters, it shouldn't leak heat into the room. So the room just needs to cool down again. And I'll make sure that there's better coolant available to it in a minute. So there we go. We have a canister flush. Obviously, I could have had the canister flush hook up, like, you know, through another room or whatever, but if it works, it works. As you can see, oxygen being made available on the other side for combusting. That's the whole thing, because we need to take 2 parts oxygen, or 1 part oxygen, 2 parts hydrogen, and turn it into water. That's the next big thing. So I have 12 liters of water here, roughly, just shy, and then a little bit of water in bottles over there. And water is another big hurdle to clear. But now I don't have to make new tanks, because I'm recycling my tanks. A non-insulated valve, it doesn't... The risk there is almost zero, because the valve itself almost doesn't have gas in it. It's being moved into here rapidly. There's another empty can. Oh, that's my active waste line. Go. Would the heat of the combustion not be a problem inside? I don't know what you mean. Heat of combustion of what? Ugh. Why isn't it chilling faster? Sometimes your air conditioners, like, need... Oh, I need to hit start. It got, like, reset when I was wiring things up. That explains it. Well, hopefully these potatoes don't die. That we cool down fast. Because otherwise I'm going to have to save scum. Because I didn't notice the button was not red. Heat of the combustion not be a problem inside? I'm not doing it inside. I'm not going to build a combustor inside. I'm not an idiot. Yeah, it would be a problem. I'm going to do it outside where it's not a problem. I'm capturing oxygen. I don't have a combustor built. Alright, so these cans are true empty. I'll have to keep an eye on these potatoes. But it is cooling down now. So it should be nighttime, hopefully. And we'll see if we can't fix the coolant problem.
Air tank low.
And eventually we'll flush all these cans. Why is my waste tank... Oh, no, that's not my waste tank. There we go. New waste tank. No, it's still daytime. Alright. What else? So, we have all this oxygen. I guess, while I'm standing here, I might as well just flush more of it, because I think our volume pump is still running. So... Some of these cans, like, I know they're made of iron and I can recycle them, but iron's cheap to come by. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, like, nuke them to space eventually. So we'll flush more of these canisters now, because I ain't got not much more going on. Come on, potatoes. I know it's hot. In darkness is not the problem, it's the hot problem. And I don't have a magical way to make... Why does this keep resetting? Is it because there's, like, too much stuff built around it? I know it has a operational temperature efficiency and differential of only 7%, but it shouldn't stop running. Do I need to babysit the button? Because all it needs to do is drop below 50... Yeah, I might be in for a save scum. All it needs to do is drop below 50. I didn't notice that it just, like, had turned itself off. That's frustrating. Come on! Cool! Chill! Another thing I could do in an extreme situation is reverse the vent here. It would leave some oxygen in the CO2 tank, but what that would do is it would depressurize the atmosphere in here, making it easier to cool. I'm like 2 degrees away from the temperature, though. The temperature tolerance. So it's freaking close. Don't die on me. Oh my god. It's like a slow-moving train wreck. Yeah, the game kind of helps when I build things on top of one another. I get it. And I know the temperature differential for this sucks. God, we're so close. I don't have my tablet on me, do I? No. Alright, it's not too hot for that one. That one might have a slightly higher tolerance. So if I can drop it another degrees, I think we're in the clear. Come on. Survive. You know what I could do? I'm gonna do that. I get fewer potatoes, but they're not likely gonna die. There we go. So that's growing towards seeding, and all the others are growing because it dropped below 50. And obviously I get fewer seeds, but that's just like because I didn't want to have to save scum. So I just harvested the potatoes before they died, lost the seeding phase. So I lost like 2 potential seeds, but I saved myself the effort of having to like save scum. Yeah, fewer potatoes are greater than 0. And now they're all growing again because the room is the correct temperature. So what I'll do is I'll, once I'm done flushing this one, I will run outside to see if it's... Because if the grow light's on, it's probably nighttime. That's kind of how I set that up. So once this is done flushing through the system, I'll go replace the coolant with like 20 or 30 degree cooler coolant. The only dangerous amount of potatoes is 0? Yeah, it's true. Alright, that's close enough to 0. It might have a fractional. But that's done. That's done. Potatoes, you gave me a real scare. Real frickin' scare. Alright, so one of these is going to be saved as a waste tank. Like a spare waste tank. Here's 2 spare waste tanks, and then the rest of these I'm just going to like throw out. Because I don't need it. I don't need this many cans. And eventually the ash storms will destroy it. I think. Because ash storms will destroy any loose items. Alright, I am prepared to be blown back hard. Whoa! There's definitely a safer way to do that, but there isn't a faster way to do that. Okay, I should get my tablet so I can actually read some temps. Temperature in here is 62. It's getting more tolerable. It's going to be easier on my suit and filtration. And then at some point, actually, the temperature of this oxygen will be higher than the temperature of the air, and I can just add a radiator to these and cool down the oxygen in there just from the CO2 in this room. As an aside. I know I am over time stream-wise, so as soon as things stabilize a little bit, I will wrap this up. I just didn't want to leave it in peril. Alright, so it is still nighttime. The angle of these solar panels indicate that it will be day soonish. So I need to stop that act event soon. I could also remove the insulation or remove the pipe and replace it with a normal pipe, but only when it's cooler in the room than the ambient. And it's 41 in here. Yep. So it's chilled a lot, and the temperature differential here it's about almost twice as efficient. I think the pressure efficiency is a bigger thing. I don't know what the ideal is, but I'm not working towards it. That is for sure. While I'm standing here, I might as well do a few more cans. So how much oxygen do we have? Almost 500 moles. And even if I pull it out at like nearly 1 kPa, the amount of moles of oxygen that I'm losing is like not a life or death amount. Like a 0.02 moles of oxygen is like not a big deal. Right, so once it reads 0 kPa, that's like close enough. Get thirsty again. Also, I'm nervous about going outside and switching the active vent off. I could just snip the cable, though. Like, you know, that would work, because the cables are exposed. How much oxygen is on the filter left? Oh, tons. 92%. Is it worth cooling the oxygen pipe down? Or is it only for water combustion? For now, it's only for water combustion, because that's my limiting factor. That's way more urgent. But eventually, yeah, we're not gonna... No one wants to breathe in 131 degree oxygen, because, like, that would destroy your lungs and you would die. Alright, growing moderately well towards seeding. It is recovered from that thermal shock. We're down to, I should say, 35 Celsius. Not sure what was tripping up the AC, like why it turned itself off a few times. But it's running now. And then as soon as this reads 0, I will throw out all 3 of these cans. And I can wrap this up. X-Ray Trek, thank you for the sub. The resub. Good enough. Cool. That's off. This can turn off. Good job, potatoes. I didn't fail you. You didn't fail me. We'll just keep making O2. The rest of my base... Oh, God, it's hot out. Go, 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 go! I might need to do another coolant flush tomorrow night, depending on the temperature of my coolant. Can I remove one insulated pipe? You already asked that. My answer was no. It's hotter outside than it is inside, so no. Alright, yeah, that didn't help, because I sucked in some hot gas. So, the next priority is flush the coolant, because obviously coolant's hot. All of the volume pumping did a number on my power supply, but, like, it's fine. We still have power. And then the very last thing I'm going to do this stream is to replenish my water and food. Push all these CO2 out.
Temperature high.
That and, like, the temperature's high, but in this room, obviously. Oh, I should have eaten the same granola bar. But it's not killing me. So it's uncomfortable, but like it doesn't need to be solved because it's not actively gonna murder me. So it's not actually a problem. Discomfort is not a problem. It's an inconvenience. There. Food and water is replenished. Power's looking good. My own CO2 filters, I only have 115% left. And what I'm urgently working on is like hoping to get that seating so that I can replant it. But it's totally fine in this room. It's 31 Celsius. It's a little depressurized. So I'm just gonna like flush it a little bit with CO2 without temp shocking the plants. Because it's like oh, there it is! It's seating! Alright, there we go. Perfect. Now we have, 7. So more than doubled our amount. Cool. And we'll just keep trying to replenish the CO2 in this room. And at some point, cooling my CO2 so it's like room ready would be ideal. Same with the oxygen, even if I'm using some of it for combustion. Because, like, cooling it is, like, what, a little bit of power? Whatever, I have a lot of power. It doesn't really matter. But friends, this is where I am going to live off for today, having set up a very basic hydroponic grow room and a somewhat temperature-controlled base for me to live in, which also has grow light logic, has light logic, has the 3 printers that I need, and has a little oxygen closet for me to eat and drink in. Thank you for tuning in to Stationeers Vulcan, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhodamont.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhodamont.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow astronauts.